Hands Off My Podcast is a proud member of Darkcast Network, where the light shines brightest on our indie podcasts. Hola, my beautiful humans. This is Jasmine Castillo.
And this is MW.
Bringing awareness of murdered and missing Indigenous women, girls, two-spirits, the LGBTQ community, Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, Black Indigenous people of color. These are their stories. So, welcome to Hands Off My Podcast. This story was recommended by MW, who is my co-host and researcher / blogger, and of course she has her own podcast called Ominously Positive True Crime. Another true crime podcaster, content creator that is dear to my heart. Thank you. On January 28, 2012, Opelika Jane Doe was found in the woods behind a trailer park off Hurst Street in Opelika, Lee County, Alabama. It was a resident of Brook Haven Trailer Park that had found the skull. Opelika's case is actively open and ruled as a probable homicide. Days after this discovery, the investigators found more of her remains about 20 to 50 feet nearby a creek from her skull. And there was many clay reconstructions released between 2012 and 2016. And when they were released, Greater Peace Community Church members in Opelika came forward, recognizing her but not her name or family. By May of 2020, police say they sifted through the Sunday school photos taken during the summer of 2011 and came across some that resembled the little girl found in the woods. The photos were released to the public, but police said no new information was generated. By 2021, forensics at the NCMEC, with help from forensic anthropologists at Smithsonian Institution, released a sketch. And just recently, November 23rd of this year, investigators revealed more information to the public through the press. It now seems that Opelika Jane Doe may have lived in the Hampton Roads region. Now, the Hampton Roads region has a population of more than 1.8 million residents. It contains about 14 diverse localities. For example, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Suffolk, and Yorktown, to name a few. Opelika Police Sergeant Alfred White asks anyone in Norfolk and Chesapeake in Virginia and Northampton in North Carolina to look at the photos they released. Investigators also believe that she may have ties to Orlando, Florida. Sergeant White also spoke with National Center for Missing and Exploited Children with this information. Opelika was a beautiful black girl between the ages of 4 and 7 years old and had medium-length black hair styled in cornrows. During the investigation, they discovered that she had been abused and neglected for years. As a result, Opelika had broken bones and fractures that had not been medically treated. Opelika had a scarred left eye that had left her blind. This is likely the result of prior abuse that happened months to a year before her death. It was an apparent injury that anyone could see. Her bones were within 50 feet of the skull, which included a lower jaw, multiple bones, and some hair in a heavily wooded location by a creek, but within 50 to 70 feet of residences. However, her hands and torso were never recovered. It is estimated that she had died between 2010 and 2011, with a focus on the summer and fall of 2011. She is undergoing testing by Othram Inc. Opelika has had isotope testing done, and the places she could have been native to are Alabama or bordering states, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, or South Carolina. So investigators suggest that whoever placed her body in Opelika was familiar with the area. In her isotope lead tests, it showed that she might have been exposed to high levels in a place she had been living during the ages of 1 to 3 years old. There were 2 other girls that had been excluded out in regards to identifying who Opelika is. Jessie Shockley and Angelica Cassandra Livingston. With the holidays approaching, police are hoping someone will remember something that will help identify this child and anyone involved in her murder. If you have any information about Opelika Jane Doe, please call the Opelika Police Dept at 334-705-5200 or NCMEC at 1-800-THE-LOST, which is 1-800-843-5678, or go to facebook.com/helpidme to submit a tip. Thank you for listening to Hands Off My Podcast. If you are enjoying the podcast and you'd like to support the mission, I do have a Patreon membership that will help the cause and bring more detail on cases and stories from the people of color community. If you yourself has a lost loved one or a story suggestion, please don't hesitate to contact me at email handsoffmypodcast@gmail.com. And if you are only able to support in another way, please give this podcast a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify and continue to listen to upcoming episodes every Thursday, wherever you listen to your podcast. Dios te bendiga.